Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is Thanksgiving Day NFL Picks. Zach, we got Jeff, we got Josh, pushing through some flu-like symptoms to get out here. I appreciate it, man. But we got 3 games. We look at last year. The Lions beat the Bears 23-20. The Bears forgot how to run their offense. They had that late game sack. You had the Giants with a 27-20 loss to Dallas, and Green Bay picked up the win over Miami. As we go to this year, we've got the Lions and Packers, Detroit minus 2.5, KC at Dallas minus 3.5, and Baltimore is minus 7 against Cincinnati. As we look at this one, Josh, going to go to you first.
I am.
Yeah, we're going to go to Josh first.
I'm the oldest.
You'll get your chance.
I'm your father.
Yeah, thank you, Luke.
Disrespect.
So Jordan Love, Josh, 3-4 against the Lions. Goff is 7-3 against the Packers. Both quarterbacks seem to be finally fully healthy. Both teams in a must-win with Chicago, kind of right there in first. What are your thoughts on this one?
I think Detroit wins pretty easily. I think they lost the beginning of the season against the Packers in the first game. They're a lot healthier since then, even though they lost Laporta. Gibbs is playing probably like the best running back in the NFL. I think the spread you said is under 3. I think they'll cover a field goal. They're at home. Jared Goff plays better, way better at home. I don't think the Packers have it. Their offense is hurt. Josh Jacobs is hurt in a short week. So I think that Detroit should cover 3 points in this one.
Dad, what do you think?
Well, it's funny. A few years ago, I picked the Packers to upset the Lions, which you did not point out. Josh Jacobs is actually back. And when I looked, it looks like there's about 10 Lions out today. Linemen. I think the key is that their safeties are in trouble. And as much as I love Dan Campbell, I think in terms of coaching, Green Bay probably has the edge, especially in terms of what I hear, what I read. Their defensive coach is a star. I was with the Lions. I was with the Lions 15-3 in terms of TD interception for Mr. Love, and for Mr. Goff, who I am a big fan of, 21-4. Now, it's interesting. Jameer Gibbs, ran for what? Over 200
yards. On 15 carries.
214. Rarely, not saying never, but rarely do you see back-to-back star performances from that. And remember, the last game, Detroit mustered 244 total yards against the Lions. Jameer Gibbs would have had over 80% of that, basically around 80% of that, just on his performance alone. If I'm getting 2.5, decent field goal kicker, I'm going, and defense-wise, I think Green Bay has a fine defense, and Jacobs should, they said, be back today.
Should.
I'm going to take the Packers again, like 2 years ago. This is correct for the upset. 2.5 points.
This is the first time all season the Packers are the underdogs in a game.
Oh, really?
They're not battle tested. They're on the road on Thanksgiving. They're not covering 2.5 points.
All right. So, yes, we look at this. Certainly going to be a fun matchup.
I'd like to go back and change, but I can't.
No, you cannot. This is official.
Do not wager money on my recommendation.
Do it. The Lions are playing their 86th Thanksgiving game. The Packers playing in their 39th. This year, of course, these teams have met a couple times on Thanksgiving. Jameer Gibbs, third in the league in rush yards, coming off his big game. Goff, top 10 in pass yards. Happy birthday to Lions tight end Brock Wright, who's coming off a season-high 29 receiving yards. Last week, Lions snapped a 7-year Thanksgiving losing streak with their victory last season and against the Bears. Let's see if we can get to 2. I like Goff against Green Bay. 17 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, and 10 starts against Green Bay. His losses have only come in the odd years, which is interesting, 21, 23, and 25. He's undefeated in the even years. Shot at dishwasher is done. We'll get that after. Parsons.
Coffee maker.
Parsons, number 5 in the league with 10 sacks. He's done a really nice job for that defense. If Green Bay will have a chance, it will be on the heels of Micah Parsons bringing the pressure, because both pass rushes have struggled to consistently sack these quarterbacks in the head-to-heads. I'm taking Detroit. If Jacobs is back, even with Emmanuel Wilson coming off his 100-yard game last week, I trust the Lions offense over anybody.
Okay, and I would just like to say that as a father raising kids, and you know what it costs to raise kids, send them to private school.
There you go.
This is the thanks I get.
Disagreeing with your pick? All right.
Next game.
I'm going
with Green Bay.
Hold on. All right.
Sorry.
Josh, we both got
I
Detroit.
think they
You
have
got
the
Green Bay.
defense.
All right, so we move on to game 2. Very
think.
excited
I
about
don't know.
this game. So the Kansas City Chiefs will be playing at Dallas, and what's cool about this is the first time since the debut of Thursday Night Football in 2006 that the Chiefs are playing on Thanksgiving. They beat the Broncos 19-10 that day. And just a quick note, Dallas has won 3 straight Thanksgiving games, snapping a 4-year losing streak. Dallas comes off the comeback against the Eagles. Happy birthday to the late Larry Allen, 11-time Pro Bowler tackle, would have turned 54 today. Rest in peace. They beat Vegas. They beat Philly. They got Pickens, Ferguson, and Javonte. Dak is 1-1 against KC. Let it all out. It's Thanksgiving. You're good.
Pardon me.
Mahomes is 1-0 against Dallas. Josh, I know you as a Chargers fan, watching Mahomes on Thanksgiving could be angst-inducing with how tight that division is going to be at the top. But both these teams seem to be coming in off a nice win last week.
Let's go with the Chiefs. Still one of the best teams in football, battle-tested. Dallas is coming off 2 wins. They're letting up 40 points a game to bad teams. The Eagles' offense isn't anything to brag about this year. They have a bad offensive line. Same with the Raiders, who I think they beat before that. I want to say Dallas is going to win, but Kansas City is way better in big games. Dallas always chokes in big games.
Yep.
If you look back at everything, every indication should be that the Chiefs should win today.
All right. What do we got in this one?
What's the spread?
The spread is Dallas plus 3.5 as the home team.
Yeah, I think that, Mahomes, they're just unbelievable. I think in terms of coaching, Dallas has a great coach. Father was a great coach, right? What's his name?
Schottenheimer.
Great pedigree. Andy Reid. I mean, you look at Andy Reid and the statistics. I mean, he's one of the only coaches. He's 6-14 when he's down by 8 points or more going into the fourth quarter. Kyle Shanahan is like 0-39, and he's only 3-31 when he's down 3 going into the fourth quarter. Andy Reid is a special coach. And they have a very great camaraderie. But I think when you come down, I don't know what the odds were when they were down 21 to the Eagles, and you come down by 21 points and you have those 3 receivers, there is a question of defense. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is necessarily the same Patrick Mahomes we've seen. Now watch, he's going to throw for 400 yards. But I think with the field goal kicker Dallas has plus 3.5, I'm going to take a bit of a gamble, which, I don't like to go against the Chiefs, and it's not something I do. But I think being in Dallas, I believe it's a different surface, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have to double check that. I'll trust you on that one.
And I think with Schottenheimer and the points and their field goal kicker, I'm going. They could, keep Rashad Rice to under 100 yards receiving and Kelsey contained. I'm going to take the 3.5.
Okay. I'll say this too. You know what you're getting out of Dallas's offense. They've played well all season. I think there's not much more they could do. The Chiefs have been playing much better. Travis Kelsey's been playing much better. Rashee Rice is back. He's a stud. I think Kareem Hunt had over 100 yards last week. Pacheco's back. The Chiefs offense is firing at the right time. They're a November, December team. I would probably buy the hook if I bet on it to 2.5. And
what does that mean? What is buy the hook? What is that?
A hook is 3.5. Dallas has a hook on a field goal. 2.5 means the Chiefs have a hook.
Yeah, teaching this in college.
But the Chiefs are getting hot at the right time.
Yep.
Dallas, I wouldn't say is necessarily hot. The Eagles have been whatever kind of all season.
Well, I'm looking at their defense.
I'm going with the Chiefs. Dallas's defense is one of the worst in the league consistently.
Yeah. Eagles have the best defensive coordinator, I believe, in football.
And they blew it against Dallas.
They blew it.
They did.
That
I hope
is
Dallas
a key
wins.
reason.
I hope I'm wrong, but the Chiefs are hot at the right time.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's hard to bet. A field goal with Mahomes against that defense is not enough points.
2 great field goal kickers. Yeah, I could be wrong.
This is the only non-divisional game of the day. And honestly, these teams meet once every 4 years. It's first non-divisional game. That's all. The 2 of the 3 games are divisional games.
Did you pick?
No, I did not. So this is the first meeting since November of 21. Dak Prescott had 2 interceptions, was sacked 5 times when these teams met in 2021. Mahomes has never thrown a touchdown against the Cowboys, though they did pick up a 19-9 win in that game 4 years ago. Back in 2017, when Alex Smith was still the starter, Dak had a 2-touchdown performance, completed 21 of 33 in a 28-17 win. So the only note I have here, Mahomes, 1 total touchdown pass over the last 3 weeks. He has certainly struggled, but Josh, as you alluded to, Dallas's offense is amazing. Dallas's defense still has a lot of work to do. That seems to be the case every year. And so I am going to ride with the Chiefs. I am going to go with the spread, -3.5.
Why isn't it bigger? Why didn't the odds makers make it? Because it's in Dallas?
Well, Dallas is home. They pretty much have the same record. Dallas had one win versus 1 tie, and the Chiefs haven't had their bye week yet. So this should be a great game. Chiefs have all the weapons, as you mentioned.
Maybe
veteran running backs.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes will decide to take some time off.
Mahomes is going to have a big week, and I also think he's going to get the turkey leg at the end of the game. I don't know. I think all 3 games they do that, right? Where they get the meal on the field.
I'm getting the turkey leg in our house.
Good luck with that one. You're going to be battling me. That's a hard test. We got one more game. The Bengals make just their 2nd Thanksgiving appearance, first since the Sanchez was battling Carson Palmer and LaDainian Tomlinson was the Jets running back. And the Ravens returned for the first time since 2013, where the Harbaughs met for the first time on Thanksgiving. So Ravens are 2-0, Bengals are 0-1. I'm just going to throw these 2 notes out, and Josh will go to you. Dad, you'll finish up. Burrow, sorry, this may help. This may not help. This is for posturing. Burrow is 3-6 against the Ravens, but he did have that 500-yard game on Boxing Day in 2021.
Well, they had no players.
Yes. And he's 2-1 against the Ravens, throwing for 400. He's 1-5 when he doesn't. Lamar Jackson's 10-2, meanwhile, against the Bengals. 22 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions in those 12 starts. And he's had 4 games getting sacked 0 times. All right, Dad, we'll start with you. I'll appease this.
You don't have to.
Let's hear what we got.
Yeah, Lamar, the only thing I don't like, and I'm going to pick the Ravens, we're huge Ravens fans, but I mean,
bias.
If there's a reason that the top offensive coordinator, one of them anyway, what's his name again, from Alabama? Who's their offensive
the
coordinator?
Ravens guy?
Yeah.
Todd Monken?
Todd Monken. You notice that Lamar basically doesn't run. I don't know why they're calling plays. He doesn't run unless he's not fully 110%. Fine. If he starts running early in the game and they call plays for him, I think that's going to say a lot about the options. And my favorite Raven, of course, as some of you may know, is I believe the fastest guy in the NFL. Keaton Mitchell, who is lightning, who I believe they should use a lot more coming off an ACL injury
2 years ago.
So the bottom line is, Joe Burrow gets sacked a lot. I think not having T. Higgins is going to allow them to, concentrate on the Jamar, who's phenomenal. I think they have a decent running game. Hendrickson isn't in. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
He's on Dallas now,
anyway. Hendrickson is on Dallas.
Yeah.
No. I read in the injury report he was on Cincinnati. But
okay, keep going.
You can see how up to date I am on everything. Ask me where Bitcoin's trading now. So the bottom line is I'm going to pick the Ravens. I'm going to give the 7. The Ravens, for some reason, are not really a great home team.
No,
I mean they're really not. But I think they should have enough. I think if they have Derrick Henry and they have Keaton and the other guys out, though, again, their pass blocker, who's great running back.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Justice Hill?
Yeah, Justice is out. I think they should have enough. I think Rashad Bateman coming back is going to give them a bigger edge. So,
all right, Josh.
Ravens for me, -7.
I think on paper you go with the Ravens, but Lamar's looked very trepidatious since injury.
Doing it just to spite.
I was at the game last week. The Ravens offense couldn't get much going. A lot of 3-and-outs against the Jets.
Better defense for the Jets.
Outside of Zay Flowers, there was nothing cooking. Derrick Henry doesn't really look like himself. He's not breaking tackles. It's a divisional game. On paper, everything says go with the Ravens. I think T. Higgins is out, but this is a game I could see the Ravens. If their offense is stagnant, Joe Burrow has a couple big plays to Jamar Chase.
Yep.
I think Chase Brown is right now one of the hottest backs in the league. More than 100 yards from scrimmage, 5 or 6, 5 of the last games. I could see the Bengals with a backdoor cover. It's a 12-point game. They score a late touchdown, but the the Ravens' offense has been stagnant. They don't have the hardest schedule in the league, and they're 6-5. The Bengals without Burrow, they're a couple games back.
More than that.
To me, I would say the Bengals can cover a touchdown in this game. You never know in the AFC North, and the Ravens have not shown that they've been well. I think if Lamar plays like Lamar, the Ravens will cover, but he hasn't been. He looks injured. He looks tired. Henry's not having a good year. Outside of Zay Flowers, they have no weapons I would be scared about. Joe Burrow's back. The Bengals are going to rally behind him, and maybe they cover and potentially win the game.
Yeah, Joe Burrow does return.
Oh boy.
So I gotta. So here's
Josh wasn't Josh number 1 or 2 out of 60,000 people
in 2013. That's Robert Woods.
2013, he was number 1 in this mega parlay.
DraftKings pool.
Robert Woods drops a flare.
Wait. What does this have to do with this?
You could have caught from Jared Goff, and he drops down, but he still finishes in the top 5 out of 60,000.
Second place. You know it was second place.
Was it second?
It was second. All right. Anyway, back. Robert Woods will not be playing today, so I hope he has a nice Thanksgiving wherever he is, and I hope he has his cornbread on the cob.
What team is he on? The Texans?
Is he still playing?
I don't know.
Sorry, Robert Woods. All right. So we got Bengals at Ravens, as mentioned. So you talked about the offensive line. Flacco was only sacked 9 times in 6 starts. They've actually been a lot better. The Bengals are losing because they have the number 30. They have their number 32 scoring defense, even though Flacco had 13 touchdowns in 6 games, being acquired mid-season. Jake Browning had been 0-3. They're 1-8 without Burrow. So the Bengals have lost 4 games in a row. They were 2-0 when Burrow was down. They are 1-8 since, although that Chicago game was just unfortunate circumstance for the defense. Mentioned it's been 15 years since the Bengals played on Thanksgiving. Their leading receiver was Chad Johnson. Pre-name change, Jordan Shipley had their touchdown.
What's his name now?
Ocho Cinco, 85. So last time the Ravens played on Thanksgiving, the game's final touchdown was scored by Jericho Cotchery. It's been a little while. You had
on the Ravens.
Justin Tucker had 5 field goals. I just want to quickly point out the Ravens' wins and losses. Josh, talk about their schedule. Buffalo, they lost 2 by 1. Detroit by 8. KC by 17. Houston by 34, which kind of came out of nowhere. Rams by 14. The only impressive win they have this year is Chicago, who they beat by 2 touchdowns. I believe they're the last team to beat
without Lamar.
They're the last team to beat the Bears, but Tyler Huntley got that win for them. Their wins are against Cleveland, Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland again, and the Jets. Although the only takeaway of their 5 wins.
Are you a true fan or not?
Under 20 points rather, have been allowed in all 5 games.
Yeah,
it's not about fandom. Hold on,
this is the upset game of the week.
So honestly, I'm not feeling good about this at all. I think the Ravens have already peaked on the season. I'd love to see them win the division, and they do have the Steelers
They're still
twice.
on their way up.
No, I think they're gonna drop. So honestly, I would love to see a Ravens win. You never pick with bias. You can never get on this and pick with bias. Burrow has had big games against the Bengals. I think they're feeling good.
Against the Ravens.
And I don't care that Joe Burrow's favorite player.
Against the Ravens, not the Bengals.
Yes, he is. Thank you. Joe Burrow's favorite player is Matthew Dellavedova, which to me gives him a mini edge. No, I actually believe in Joe Burrow. I unfortunately, more than Lamar Jackson, I would take the Bengals money line on this game. I would love to see the Ravens win. I want to be wrong. I want Lamar Jackson to knock on our door when this game is over and say, "You wrong!" And I want him to say that right here. But I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals are going to get a money line win. I think they're going to score 43 points.
And I think you should sleep downstairs on the hard, unpolished, unvacuumed floor.
Why is it unvacuumed? We can fix that.
Germs.
We can fix that. We can vacuum it.
I just did your jeans and your underwear too.
TMI. We're throwing in words that have nothing to do with football. But what's your closing thought? What are you most excited to eat today?
Well,
that's the question.
I think those of you who are with family and know how important that is, and I would just like to say, may not only today but in all the future times with your families that aren't official holidays. May be blessed with health and happiness and kindness and good bounty. And don't forget, maybe today what you do is you go online to a charity and you give 25 or 50 or 10 or $5. If everyone does that, it amounts to a lot of money to people who don't have that turkey leg we talked about, who don't even have cranberry sauce, ocean spray from a can they can't afford. And it's something to think about. And why don't after after you listen to us, or you go on the computer and just make a donation to a worthy charity that feeds the poor, that shelters the homeless, that helps the needy, that protects the innocent. And from my family to yours, from Josh, Zach, and myself, may you be blessed and all good things.
All right. So, is there a food? A very lovely speech, and I do hope that happens.
Is there a food?
What food are you most excited to eat today? Then we got just one
my
thing.
wife being a
One thing. Wait, one thing. Say the food. Say the food.
We're having 6 desserts.
Yeah, we got 6 desserts.
I'd say I love her cranberry sauce. She's got up at 4:30 to cook the other day, and
she did.
What food is it?
What food is it?
There, I love everything Carrie makes.
All right,
John, you can cut them. We can cut them off.
So thank you for that nice speech.
Listen,
I'm excited for turkey.
I'm not big on meat,
Lions,
but I will eat turkey.
Chiefs, Bengals, all covering.
Cowboys.
Not Bengals aren't
Packers,
winning, all covering.
Ravens.
Thank you, everyone.
Same with me. All right, guys, hit me up with all
Josh,
the pumpkin pie.
Thank you.
All right, Josh, Jeff.
Out
Zach,
for pancakes now.
We will see you next day. Yeah, we're going out for pancakes. Anyone wants any, you know where to find us.